So I literally just walked in the house. I just got back from Sevierville. This is a great way to get into our discussion. We're going to talk about an update on Carnivore diet. Okay. So,
Okay.
so we're going out to dinner. Tammy's like, I know. Let's go to Fort Worth, Texas kitchen and get a nice ribeye and make it a part of your steak wars. So I'm like, cool. So I go there. We're talking a $30 steak, dude. And you saw the piece of crap I sent you a picture of?
That's cheap.
Dude,
Come to
that ain't no,
California.
that's not
Come to
no,
California. No,
oh,
no, they'll charge you full price, $50
okay.
for a ribeye, and it won't be a ribeye.
I know. That's why I always get the bone in or nothing. If the
Yeah,
bone's not attached, I don't want it. So you saw the picture, right?
wasn't a ribeye.
That was not a rib. You didn't even have that fillet on the outside.
If so,
The
they cut it off.
Yeah, the whole bottom line is I took one bite and I went, that's not a freaking ribeye. That's like
What
stew
was it?
me. It was
Yeah,
literally like stew
I'd have
me.
sent it back, dude. I'd
I
be like,
did.
"This, I ain't
I
paying for
called the
this.
waitress over and I said,
This ain't a ribeye."
that's not a ribeye. She goes, oh no, it is. I'm
Oh
like,
no, it isn't.
I'm like, I've had a ribeye the last 6 weeks, once a week. I professionally do steak reviews. That's not a ribeye. Trust me. She said, let me get the manager. So she came, she went to go with the manager, comes back.
Wait, stop. Wait, so is she gonna get the manager to tell you that it's a ribeye?
Yeah, right. I'm
That's
like,
definitely a ribeye. I'm sorry. Now that a
um,
man's telling me,
I
I
knew,
totally believe you.
right, my dog's going crazy. I literally, forgive the barking. Um, I literally, I'm like, go get your manager. Go ahead. She comes back without the manager.
Dude, unless the manager is a cow, I don't
Yeah,
want to talk to
exactly. Come,
him.
he doesn't never make it to the table.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, where's the manager? He said, just go ahead and bring you out of the steak. I'm like, really? That's interesting. He knows it's not a ribeye. I guarantee he knew it wasn't a ribeye.
Of
They're
course.
serving crab meat that isn't a ribeye. So, mind you,
Now,
no,
second one. Wait. Did you get a ribeye eventually?
no, I went with the porterhouse with the bone in because the
Ah,
ribeye had
got it.
no bones. They had no
Got it.
ribeyes with bones. I said, forget it. Does your porterhouse have a bone? Should look like a T. She said, yes, it does. I said, I'll have that. Okay. But I'm going to tell you, literally the best steak I've had in Steak Wars. It literally
The
beat
porterhouse?
every
Wow.
ribeye I've ever eaten. I'm like,
Wow.
this is the best.
Wait, are you sure it was a porterhouse?
No, it was. It had the
All
filet, had
right.
the New York strip. It
Yeah.
was seasoned so well and it tasted so good. I was blown away. I'm like, first you pass off dog food and call it a
Right.
ribeye. So I sent it back. Then you bring me out the best steak I've ever had on Steak Wars. It was unbelievable. I'm like, what a weird night. I was not expecting. So I had said the wording got confused. And I said, do any of your steaks have a bone in it? So she said the porterhouse does. I said, I don't want a porterhouse. I want a ribeye. So I'm going to upgrade to the 16-ounce ribeye. Okay. So I told her that. She thought I asked for the porterhouse. That was an accident. She brought me a porterhouse. I'm like, honey, that's not a ribeye. She's like, I know. I'm like, that's a porterhouse. She goes, I know. I said, I'll eat it. I don't care. I'm hungry. Everybody's done
Yeah.
with their dinner.
Right.
And it was the best freaking steak I've had on all of
Wow.
Steak Wars.
Are you sure you just weren't extra super hungry
No,
because you had to wait so
no.
long?
I, you know how you go to eat and you're not really hungry? You're
Yeah.
eating because you know you need to eat. That's where I was. I wasn't
I never am
hungry.
that. I'm never that. I don't eat
Really?
unless I'm hungry. Totally. I
Well,
have to be hungry.
if I didn't, dinner was going to be too late. If I got, it was coming up on 7. I knew if I
Yeah.
didn't get a little bit of meat in me,
Yeah.
I'd be hungry by 8:30.
Yeah.
So, So
Yeah.
I figured I'd eat some of it, take the rest home, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Holy crap, I ate the whole damn thing.
Of
It
course you
was so
did.
good, dude.
Right.
It was so spot on. Excuse me, my
That's
mouth's
great.
watering. I'm drooling.
Oh my
Um,
God.
it was so I went from the worst steak to the winner in one
Wow.
night, same
That's
place.
a good story. Yeah. Well, just
It,
don't, here's the deal. Just don't put this video out until that video's already been released.
let's see. Wednesday they'll see the steak. Yeah, you're right. This will
Yeah, that'll
this will
work.
be out next Saturday. So
All right.
Wednesday the steak video goes out. Then this
All right.
video airs. So they'll
Okay.
already know. Um, so anyway, I kind of wanted to cover because I get the same comments. All carnivores hear the same thing over and over, and they complain about it all the time. I'm not gonna die. Red meat's not bad for you. I don't need supplements. It's the same stuff. People say it's bad. Oh, this is gonna end real bad. Really? 5 years? 7 years? Tell my brother. He's been doing it for at least 7.
No,
I
I'm going to
said,
be 7 in June. It'll be 7 in June.
oh, will
So
it
a
be?
couple months. Yeah.
It doesn't
2 months.
matter. Has it ended badly yet?
Not yet, but life ends badly.
Yeah.
So
Sooner or
you
later,
will
you're going to
wait, keep
die.
waiting. It's like, yeah, decades later. Oh yeah, see? I told you it end badly.
He was 98. He just died. He lived a full life. Yeah, but
Boy, did that end badly.
that meat killed him. But I'm
That's
hearing
right.
this. I'm hearing the same crap because
So
everybody's speaking what they've been taught their
so
whole
here's the
life.
thing. Here's the thing. You tell someone, that you love Pop Tarts, okay? Pop Tarts of all things. And you like to eat a Pop Tart every morning. And we're like, oh, okay. No one blinks an eye. They don't even blink an eye. They don't even think, oh, that guy shouldn't be eating Pop Tarts. They think, oh, he likes Pop Tarts, right?
They don't
Nobody
say it's
blinks
going
an
to
eye.
end well.
They don't even blink an eye, okay? But you eat something natural and oh my God, it's going to end badly. Well, who do you think benefits from you thinking that meat is bad for you? Who? Who benefits
Everybody
from
other
that?
than the meat industry. Everybody.
The Pop
The
Tart
medical,
people.
yeah.
The
The medical
Pop Tart
people, the
people.
bad food
No,
people.
no. It's the bad food people only, right? And there's other people who benefit from it, right? But they don't benefit directly, right? They're an indirect benefit. The direct benefit is the people trying to sell you the crap, right?
Right.
The processed food companies, okay?
Right.
All the big food. Those are the ones who benefit. So the more they take their money and they give it to the scientists to do the research, to come to the conclusions that they want to come to, and then they publish it. And if you
So,
don't come to their conclusion, you ain't getting money next time. So
yeah.
you better come to the right conclusion,
Sounds
otherwise
like the
you're out of a
government.
job.
Yeah, the government's way too
Basically,
involved.
nutrition science has been bought and paid for 50 years.
Years ago.
50 years.
Years
50
ago, yeah.
years. Bought and paid for. So there is no nutrition science unless it's been tainted.
Right.
Okay. Now people are trying to do it now independently, organized through the internet and things like that. But I mean, you can't compete. You get billion-dollar corporations dumping millions of dollars at the feet of scientists, right? They're not scientists.
Yep.
It's bullshit. So yeah, I mean, that's what you're going to get. You know what? Keep eating your Pop-Tarts and I'll keep eating my porterhouse and we'll see who is actually thriving better. Okay. So every time I have a porterhouse, you have to have a Pop-Tart. If you're Pop-Tarts aren't bad. I mean, they're not, but they're not bad. Like if you just eat them in moderation. Really? Anything in moderation? Really? How about a little bit of rape? How about moderate rape or murder? How about murder?
Or a drop of heroin. Just one drop of heroin.
Yeah, exactly. Just a little bit of coke in moderation. Yeah, there are things that in moderation are still bad.
Yep.
So don't tell me, I hate that saying of, well, I need everything in moderation. No, not everything. No, not everything. So
stupidity in moderation is still stupid.
Right. So the thing is that the problem is that if you don't look at, well, what's the nutrition in your Pop-Tart? What's the nutrition in your steak? If you look at them and you list them out, I mean, it's like poison and food. The thing is that people are like, well, you got to take supplements. Well, supplement for what? Exactly what? What am I not getting? What am I not getting? There is not a single vegetable, right? Not a single vegetable that has more nutrition than a piece of meat. Not a single. Not a plant on the surface of the earth. And the reason is because there might be nutrition in the plant. There might be things that are valuable to us in the plant, like iron in spinach and things like that. There are things in there. We just can't process it and get it out. Okay. We don't have the digestive system. We evolved that digestive system away and we traded it for a large brain. Okay. That's why we have an appendix. We don't have a cecum. So we can't convert leafy material into fatty acids that we can live off of. Okay. What we have to do is we have to eat those fatty acids or we have to eat our fat directly. Okay.
Right,
So we have to eat that. So we just outsource that to the ruminant animals, right? And we said, okay, if we eat them, I didn't say, we didn't plan this, but by eating them, right? By eating them, we could forego our digestive system. And the energy that's used in your digestive system could be used by a larger brain, okay? So it's either you have a small brain and a big gut, or you have a little gut and a big brain. And we went that route, evolutionarily speaking. And that's why the things are the way they are. When you understand all of that, okay, and more, you'll see why it is silly for us to eat grass, because that's what we're eating when we eat wheat. When you eat bread, you're eating grass. Anything that's been pulverized into a flour, typically, is grass or some plant. Like,
right.
if I handed you a bunch of wheat and said, "Here, chew on this. This is heart healthy," you'd look at me like I'm a nutcase. But if I can grind it all up and make it into a puffy thing,
make it into circles,
right? And then you add something real like an egg, right? Or butter into it, right? When you add real food into it, then you can eat grass. Well, I don't want to eat grass. I'd rather eat the butter, but not the grass. How about that?
Okay,
So,
butter on my steak, by the way, is my new thing.
So good.
It's so good.
Garlic
butter.
Did you make the ground?
So
did you make the ground meat? Did you make the ground meat the way I told you?
Not yet. I haven't defrosted it yet.
You need to do it.
We've been gone for a few days.
Yeah.
But you're talking ground venison, correct?
Yeah, but it'll work with ground beef or any other ground. Like I've had ground lamb. You can go to Wild Fork and get like ground anything practically. And
well, now they're selling ground pork and ground lamb in the square packages.
Yeah, ground lamb's been available for a long time. Ground bison, beef, obviously
too expensive.
I think that's it. But if you go to Wild Fork, you can get other things like venison. You can get venison. But anyway, we have venison from the hunting trip. So you have some and I have some. And I had all this ground beef, all this ground meat. I'm like, Jesus, I can't eat all this. But man, you cook it in a pan of butter.
Right.
And you keep all the fat and butter in the pan and you pour it into your bowl. And then you eat it with a spoon and you just mix it, constantly mixing it.
Now, so that is it a patty? You make a patty?
No,
fry it?
I didn't say
patty.
Meat.
Just
break it all up.
Got
the millisecond it goes from a pink to a brown, you're done. Take it. You want a medium heat, melt the butter, medium heat, melt that butter, then put the meat in right away. And then you mix it constantly, right? Trying to break it all up. You break it all up and you want to take it out the minute it turns, there's no more pink, right? And you pour it into a bowl and you'll get a lot of liquid at the bottom of the bowl and it's the butter. Now I get a Kerrygold butter stick and I use about a quarter inch.
Which is the best, by the way? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's grass fed, but it's quarter inch and I cut a quarter inch of that and I put that into the pan. And I put in, I don't know, 3/4 pound of meat, whatever the tube is that you get, I cut it. So I'm not getting squares. So it's about a pound of meat, Doesn't matter. You want to have enough butter such that the meat doesn't get dry. The problem with ground meat is it dries. That's why you do it on a
Venison is way
medium.
lean.
Do
Yeah.
it on you do it on a medium heat, and the venison has mixed in beef fat. So when at the processor, when they process the animal, they ask me, "Do you want us to mix beef fat?" Definitely do that if you hunt. Definitely have them do that. But so now, when you pour it into the bowl, you have all the liquid on the bottom. That's butter, which is fat, and that's fat, the beef fat, and any little bit of venison fat, which is probably zero almost. But whatever, you get all of that, and then you just constantly mixing it to keep the meat wet for each spoonful that you eat. And by the end, there should be no liquid left. Right. So you want to make sure you don't get too much liquid on the spoon. Otherwise, you won't have enough for the rest of the bowl. Right. So I'm constantly mixing it and then taking it off the top.
My mouth's
watering. And then you mix it
you're talking.
and taking it off the top. And mix it and take it off the top. So that got me past the point of not enjoying ground beef because it's dry or there's not enough fat in it.
Right.
They always tell you when you're all growing up, you're supposed to drain the fat, right? Every recipe says drain the fat. Oh my God, that's the best part. You're throwing away gold.
I know.
It's insane how much gold we dump down our sinks. So you want to keep that. And then all of a sudden, your ground meat is going to taste great. It's going to be awesome. And now I look forward to eating it, whereas I dreaded eating it. And most of the hunt food meat was ground. And I'm like, ugh, I can't eat all this. And part of me not getting a quarter side of the beef was I knew I was going to get a ton of ground. And I'm like, man, I don't want to. What am I going to do with all that ground meat? Well, now I know. Butter, man. Butter is the trick. So anyway, going back to Pop-Tarts, no one has trouble when you go. Nobody blinks an eye when you put Captain Crunch on the conveyor belt, right? You put a Captain Crunch, you put soda, you put juice, which got tons of sugar. You put all this processed food with all these boxes of stuff. Nobody says anything, okay? I would say 50% of the time, someone says something about all my meat. I put all this meat, nothing but meat. They're like, oh, we're coming to your house for the barbecue. Or are you going to eat all that here now? Or they always have a joke to say. I've fucking heard it all, dude. I've heard it all.
Yeah, we're having a barbecue at your weight because you're eating all that crap.
Exactly. Or I'll do, I'll be ready to put my food on the thing, and I'll look at somebody in front of me, and they're maybe only 10 years older than I am, and they're decrepit, right? They're like hunched over. They barely can move. They're like, ugh, they can barely stick their stuff out. And I look at the food they're putting on the conveyor belt, and I'm like, well, there you go, right? That has a lot to do with it.
What about the carts, the electric carts? I've told you time and time again, no lie, everybody who's an electric cart in the basket is the reason they're in the electric cart.
Well, not everyone, but
99%.
Lots
soda,
of
chips, popcorn. I mean, it goes
cookies,
on and on.
Cookies, ice cream.
Yep.
I mean, and don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I bought all that shit. I was that person.
I ate all that. All of it. I used to eat it all the time.
I didn't even blink. I just thought, well, I mean, cookies, you have a little, in moderation, right? The same stupid thing I was arguing about a minute ago.
Yeah.
Well, just, don't have too many cookies. Are you kidding? Mother's cookies. Remember the bag of Mother's cookies? I could literally just crack that puppy open, just hold it, and just sit there and eat it like popcorn through a movie. I could eat the whole bag.
That's funny.
I'm like, right? It was so good. You're like,
I could do a whole tub of popcorn myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I always see big people
your
coming
body,
in theater.
Here's the thing, your body knows when it's done getting the nutrition it needs. Okay.
Right.
And when you're eating something that's just for mouth pleasure, right? Because you could literally eat a cookie and spit it out and be fine, right? You'd be like, oh, that's just for mouth pleasure. Because that's all you're doing it for. You're not going, oh, this is really energizing me, or this is really giving me nutrition and helping keep me vital and all. No, you're eating it because it tastes good. So it's all about mouth pleasure. So you can eat a cookie for mouth pleasure and then just spit it out.
Right.
But that's your body. When you swallow it, your body's getting almost the same nutrition as if you spit it out, because it doesn't know. Right. It's going, no, I didn't get anything in that mouthful. Maybe the next mouthful will be better. Right. When you eat real food food that's made that, you know, our bodies are made to process. When you eat the right food, your body will get full. They did this experiment I told you about where they just kept feeding these guys pork chops, and they wanted to overfeed them. They couldn't do it. The guys were like, oh, we can't. I mean, they just couldn't do it. It made them sick to their stomach to even think about taking another bite. Now, have you ever had anybody go, oh, I couldn't eat another potato chip if my life depended on it? No, never. How about another cookie? No. Another slice of cake? There's always room for Jell-O, right? Shit that isn't good for you. You can just keep eating and eating and eating because your body is still craving. Either you're craving the sugar or whatever else you're addicted to. You're craving that and the mouth pleasure and the dopamine hit you get from that.
Right.
Or your body is still starved for nutrition.
Right.
And that's why, so notice the words we use. The words we use are, oh God, I'm full, or I'm stuffed, right? Full. I don't ever get full now. You get to where you're not hungry, but I've never been full.
The new word is done. Carnivore. I'm done.
Yeah.
But I'm full. Yes. I'm done.
That's funny. I say the same word. I say the same thing. So I'll say that to Liz. I'll be like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm done. It'll be one fork. It'll be that one fork, right? You're like, and you put it in your mouth, and it's before you pull the fork out. Before you pull the fork out, you know, oh my God.
That's the last bite I'm taking right there.
And you put your stuff down and you're like, I'm done. And I put the rest of the way in the fridge for lunch. So the words we use tell us everything. Before carnivore, I had to know I was done eating when I couldn't stuff any more stuff into my gut. Okay? Because it was full. All right. Now I don't need any more food. And I'm never full. I'm never full. I never feel full. It took me a long time to go from knowing when to stop eating because you can't put any more in your stomach to you don't need any more. They took that to know what full feels like. What does that feel like? Then I had to learn what hungry feels like, what real hunger feels like, as opposed to craving something.
Wait, my stomach doesn't grumble anymore.
Mine does.
Does yours? Mine stopped. I haven't had a grumble in my stomach since I started all year. Literally,
so
I mean, we're talking like you're talking to somebody and
well, like, I never did that. But I mean, my stomach will grumble.
I used to get that all the time.
But my stomach will grumble if I've especially if I didn't eat dinner last night because I ate a late lunch and I wasn't hungry at night. And I didn't eat breakfast because I had an early meeting. By lunch, man, my stomach's definitely grumbling because it's been 24 hours almost since I've eaten. So then my stomach will grumble, but normally it doesn't grumble.
All right, let me give you a quick update. So I went to my heart doctor. I go like every 3-4 months. He always says, come back in 4 months, and I do. Everything's fine. This is the first checkup since I've been on carnivore. He looked at all my numbers, said everything looks good. He goes, your cholesterol's fine. Everything your A1C, everything's good. He goes, these numbers look so good that you don't have to come back for a year. I'm like, really?
That's cool.
But the one thing every doctor has told me, and it's always said in secret, I have two clients that are on carnivore. They're doing as good as you. They're doing amazing.
Every time, right?
Every time, every doctor. Every time. My heart doctor.
I've heard that.
Yeah. My general practitioner, every doctor I see has a carnivore patient. And they'll lean in and whisper, yeah, they're doing really good on carnivore. It's some private boys club, and you can't talk about it.
Because, there's a lot of pressure on doctors. There's a huge amount of pressure on doctors. In Australia, there was that one guy who got in trouble for prescribing, if you will. Like, it's okay if you prescribe a drug from a pharmaceutical.
Yeah, an opioid.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Right. That's fine. Exactly. Nobody loses their shit. But the minute that you tell someone to not take a drug, but change your diet, of
Right.
exercise, people lose their minds. Okay, why? Well, once again, it's the money. There's money, there's interest there. People's livelihoods depend on this. This is going to change. 50 years from now, everyone will know. Everyone will know, and everyone will either choose one or the other, but they'll know what the right way is. But it's going to take all the people who are in power and who benefit from the status quo. They have to die. These people have to die. Okay, and they have to die off. And once they die off,
Totally agree.
then
New way of
and it'll
thought.
be, here's the way it's going to be. Here's the way it's going to be. It's going to go, and I don't know when the switch will happen, but this happens all the time. The people would just go, well, of course OJ did it. No one even, of course OJ killed his wife, right? At one point it was debatable, and then all of a sudden it's just like not debatable. Everything goes like this. Everything. There's this big debate, and then it just quiets down, and then everybody just, oh yeah, of course. Everyone knows that. And all the people who were on the other side of the debate, they just silently cross the line and come over and pretend they were never on that other side.
Oh no, he was
And
always
I'm cool with
guilty.
that.
You're like,
Right.
I don't remember that.
What?
So
Yeah.
I have to tell you, January 1st, when I told people I was doing carnivore, they would say, what is that? Now everybody knows. I say, oh yeah, I can't have the sides.
No.
I'm
People
seeing
still
that.
don't know.
No.
People still don't know.
More and more people do know in my world.
Yeah, but yeah.
Than used
Well, yeah,
to
because they know
back
you.
in January.
Because they know you. But they know you. So
No. I'm
telling
talking
everybody.
about when I'm filming at restaurants. I tell them
Mhm.
I need the sides on a separate plate.
Mhm.
They don't understand why. I say I'm doing carnivore. It used to be, I don't know what that is. Now it's like, oh, okay, I get you. I'll box it up for you.
Huh.
So
Okay.
I'm just saying publicly, strangers
Yeah.
know the term now more
Yeah.
than they
I
did at the beginning of the year.
definitely know more. I
Yeah.
think when people connected to other people on the internet, I think people started telling total strangers. Like me, like in the beginning, I buy all this meat and people go, oh, barbecue at your house, huh? And now I'm like, before I would laugh it off. Yeah. And now I'm like, nope, that's all I eat. I'm a carnivore. And now it's like a badge of honor.
Right. It's gonna take
It's changed.
one celebrity will do it, right? And they'll get all the credit for kicking off carnivore. We've been doing it forever. Wait a minute, we've been telling you guys carnivore's the way to go. You didn't believe us. But
People are
Ryan
going to be like,
Reynolds,
right. And they'll be like,
goes,
well,
oh, he's the
of
guy. He
course.
started it.
Look, unless you're wearing a white coat, no one wants to listen to you. Well, that's good for you, but for
True.
me, I have to eat, lean meats and chicken and this and that. No. Guess what? You're not fucking special. Okay?
Right.
You have the same digestive. Well, genetics. No, that's a bullshit excuse. You have the same digestive system as everyone else on the planet, unless you
Right.
got some wacko, 0.01% genetic defect. Your digestive system is just like everybody else's. Okay, you may have destroyed it by your age. You may have had to have your gallbladder removed, and so now things are different. But when you were born, had you not screwed your digestive system, if you didn't screw your body up, you had the same one. We all started with the same digestive system. Okay, so don't tell me, oh well, I'm different. No, you're not fucking special. Sorry, honey, you're not special. I just hate when people act like they're different somehow. They're, oh well, I'm blah blah blah. Okay. Well, okay. Here's the thing. People will tell you, well, I can't eat meat because it kind of makes me sick. You know why you can't eat meat? Because you haven't eaten it in a while. I used to get sick from eating meat way back, like 20 years ago. Yeah, because I hadn't eaten meat in a long time. Wow. And then I started to eat meat, and it would just go right through me because I would eat too much fat. So I'd eat like beef ribs, right? And there's a lot of fat on those, right? And I would just love, right? But it would like go through me in a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, geez. So what did I conclude? Oh, I can't eat beef. Well, that was wrong.
It gives me
that
the
was
runs.
Totally wrong.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And when I learned,
I'm not saying we're smart.
it,
I am not saying we're smarter than everybody else. I'm saying, because I did all the crap. I ate all the crap.
Yep.
I got in this
Yep.
position. The last 50
Yep.
years, I've destroyed this body.
Yep.
I will be the first one to say I've done wrong for a long time. The only reason I do these carnivore videos is that one person, hopefully one person, hears it and changes their ways and
Look,
improves their life.
if I would have known what I know now when I was in my 20s, my life physically would have been a very different life, right? It would have been a very different life. And I wish people could spend a week in my body because they would just believe in a day. You would believe in a day. The amount of energy I have, all of that. Now, it's not just the food, it's food and exercise. You need both of those things. But
Right.
adding both those things together is a superpower. It's absolutely a superpower. The energy you have, the way you feel so much younger. I mean, people are amazed, like, oh, you're 61? Holy crap. They think maybe 49 or 50, but 61. They see me in the gym and they're blown away. So, you know, the thing, I wish I knew this sooner. So it's just terrible that we didn't have this information, number one. And number two, we should be telling people. We should go out of our way and let people know, because hopefully you're telling people younger than you, like, don't let this happen to you.
Right.
Okay. Look around to all the old people you know. Okay. How many people have pills? Right. Okay. I take this in the morning, then I take this, then I take this, then I take this. Really?
Yeah.
Let me think. Millions of years of evolution. How many of those millions of years do you think humans took pills in the morning?
They didn't.
Right?
Right.
They didn't. So that's a problem.
Wait, you don't
How
see
did we survive?
the lion
No.
popping
So
pills.
people, right, exactly. So here's the thing. How did we survive? Well, people live longer now. No, they don't. Oh, yeah, they do. No. The average lifetime is longer, but the lifespan, the maximum life uh, expectancy that really hasn't moved at all, right? They're looking at averages, okay? So when you got rid of childhood diseases and death during childbirth to the woman, right? During childbirth, you remove those, and all of a sudden the average goes way up, okay? But no one's making it past. I think 122 and so many months is the world's record, like the world known record of the oldest person, right? So did people live into their 80s and 90s, 100,000 years ago? Yes, they did. The probability that they would was much lower because it was a more dangerous life. There was infectious disease, and especially in childhood, and women died in childbirth, and there could be tribal wars and such. Your hunting accidents. If you got injured, you could die very easily and get an infection and die. That could happen very fast. So it took the averages way down. But once we eliminated all that stuff, we didn't all of a sudden live to 300 years. We're not living 300 years and before we're only living to 100. No, it hasn't changed. So people, they just don't know. People don't know. And that's why I like doing these as well, because I want to take the information that I've culled from all these sources and kind of put them into something more palatable than the hundreds of hours of video that I've watched and the dozens of books that I've read.
I mainly want people to stop acting like they know what's right and what's wrong. They're like, oh no, that's bad for you. I did that and almost landed in the hospital. You just told me I can't make a 3-point shot and I just made it. I'm doing carnivore. The numbers are getting better. The doctors are celebrating. I don't know what else I can do to prove to people that it works.
You can't.
Other than just
you
keep
can't.
going.
You can't. Dude, I just said it. If you weren't in a white coat, no one's going to believe you. You have to have credentials next to your name and people won't believe you. Okay, that's it. It's that simple. The majority of people won't do it. If my wife watches me, right? Now she eats better. She eats more like keto. She never did that. And at first she started complaining, right? But now she isn't.
I love Liz.
But now she doesn't. Like, she sees, so she's lost some weight. She feels a little better here. She feels the benefit. She sees some of the benefits. Now, she could get way more benefits if she went full, right? Because she isn't full keto. So if she went full keto, she didn't even go carnivore. If she just went full keto, And if she exercised, which she doesn't do either, that would change a lot. And once you get down this path, a little bit of gains, you get excited. You want to do more. You want to oh, wow, that improved. What else can I do? What else can I do? And so it feeds on itself.
You can
so
feel
if you just
within
get
7 days.
a little win, if you can just get a little win, right? Just a win. And then you're like, oh, maybe I should get into the gym more, right? And you start doing more of the gym stuff and you're feeling even better. You're like, oh, that gym and my food, no, I'm starting to dial this in. And then somebody tempts you with an ice cream cake, which would be like my big temptation. And you're like, oh, no, you don't. That cake is not worth it. That there's no food.
Right. I'm not going to square zero. Not doing it.
I'm not starting all. Are you kidding?
Right.
Too much work.
No, I get okay. So I'm with the person who's trying carnivore, orders a coffee drink, okay, which is fine. I know some people that do coffee on carnivore. They line the whole cup inside with chocolate. I said, there's chocolate in your coffee. I said, dude, cheating on carnivore is like putting a bullet in everything you've done. It's not like I can recover the next day. You start over the next day. You've kicked your body out of ketosis. You've taken everything away. Everything you've worked hard for.
Right.
Oh no. The chocolate isn't mixing with it's staying on the cup. The things people say, I feel for them because I've said it too.
Right, I know.
The stupid comments of, well, it ain't so bad because of blah, blah, blah.
The minute you go, well, you're done.
Yep,
you're done.
Yep. I've done that.
It's over.
I'm as guilty
I've heard
as the
you.
person I
Dude,
was with.
I've heard you.
I've done it for years. Maybe I get bothered by it because I know I've done it.
Yep, you do.
Maybe. I think I do. I think I see me. And I'm like,
yep. No. You see stupid you. Yeah. I see stupid me. I look back and I listen to stuff I said, like, oh, I'll never give up this food. And I'm like, oh my God, how stupid was I? I was so stupid. I mean, that's part of it. Don't let this happen to you. Look at this generation. Look at the generation that's coming up right after. Look at their health. Go look at the videos of what we look like in the 70s and the 60s and the 50s. There were kids like in the 50s, like doing pull-ups.
Walking the streets of New York, they're all skinny in suits.
Everyone.
I'm like, where?
Everyone.
I was at Dollywood. Everyone was fat. Everybody was.
Dude, you remember in school when we were a kid, there was one fat kid. That was probably you. That was one fat kid, right?
Thanks.
And that dude, sure, that dude got picked on, right?
That was me.
Fat kid, right? That was you. So
I was pulling on my Huskies,
right? But now everyone's fat. So I can only imagine there's some skinny kid who gets all the grief because he's the thin guy,
right?
In one generation, right?
What a mess. Flipped. But anyway, the number one thing that you taught me is discipline. If you're going to try this, even test it for 7 days to see if your body changes, if you feel better, if you sleep better, if you think better. Within 7 days, I can guarantee, as long as you're disciplined, no cheating, walk within the lines, you will definitely prove this works. Discipline is everything.
Here's the thing. I'm sure you know people who have tried this and gone back. Yep. Plenty of people have, right?
Got a whole handful.
Why? Right. Why? Well, they just wanted to try it and see. That's it. They weren't convinced, right? So once you're convinced, you can go back because it's just a diet. It's not a way of eating, okay? They call this a way of eating. It's not a diet, okay? So when I decided to go carnivore, for the rest of my life, okay? That's discipline. Not, oh, I'm just going to try it out and see and blah, blah, blah. And then you have an escape hatch. You can get out. No, that's not how it works. If you're going to do this, it is for the rest of your life. If you're not going to commit to the rest of your life, then what's the point?
Don't bother. Right.
You're just doing another diet. Another fad. Another
Right.
thing. Great. Don't bother.
I
Just
don't
don't
call
bother.
I won't call this a diet. I know everybody says
It's
carnivore
not a
diet,
diet.
but it's not a
Right.
diet. A diet is withholding stuff, and I don't feel like things are being withheld. I
How
really
many
don't.
times have you tried to diet, dude? How many times have you tried to diet in your life? Like a
Me
billion times,
me
right?
and mom always
Right. Yep.
back and
And
forth. I
how many?
mean,
And you're always miserable. And
yeah,
you're always miserable, right?
I've
You're
never been
miserable.
happier.
I've never been miserable on carnivore, and I've
No,
never dieted. By the way, I never dieted because
yeah,
I wasn't heavy.
right.
I had 10, 15 pounds on me that aren't on me anymore. I mean, of fat. Now I've converted, I mean, I've traded it. I didn't convert it. I've traded fat for muscle in working out, right? So that's what you do. You trade fat for muscle. But I I never had ever any misery. Now, well, you know what was miserable? Converting my body, getting my body off of the drugs, getting
Right.
off of sugar,
I
getting
warn
off of
people
all that
there's gonna be
sugar.
withdrawals, there's gonna be headaches.
You're a drug addict. You're a
Yeah,
drug addict.
yeah,
You just don't know it. And
I
yeah,
know.
and that's it. And once you get off the drugs, you it's great. It's wonderful.
What
So
month are we in right now? April?
I don't know.
Oh,
Where are we?
we're
Yeah, end
going?
of April.
Okay.
Yeah,
April.
four
So
months.
we're been doing this all year, 4 months.
You mean this
I
4 months?
got I got a long way to go, like the rest of my life. But I don't plan on getting off this ever. My mindset is this is the
There's
way
no
it is.
plan. I mean, this is it. This is the
Yeah.
once you find the right way to eat, dude. Why would you go back? It's crazy to go
Yeah.
back.
I feel like life 2.0 right now.
Right.
I feel like
Exactly.
I've kick-started my life. No more depression, dude. I don't know if you dealt with
Right.
that. I dealt with little bouts
Yeah.
of it.
When I was younger, I did.
Right.
Um, but yeah, no,
Yeah.
when I was younger, I could feel that, but
Everything's good.
not much.
I cannot say anything bad about this. Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't found anything. But anyway, I don't want to drag on this on too much. But I do want to give everybody the update, what's going on. The doctors are happy. Everybody's happy. I feel good. It's so easy to do. And I challenge you. But if you do it or you try it, I don't care if you only do it for a week, but be disciplined. Do it. Do it right 100%. Don't give in. Don't cheat because you're just going to go, oh, see, it didn't work. Yeah, because you had a donut on Thursday. So anyway, um, I appreciate you dealing with my new discoveries that you've already known about. And and I'll have more good stuff as we go along. Um, I thank you for always you never criticized me. You never got down on me. I was that person. I ate bad. I gave the excuse. I did it all. All the bad stuff that I didn't know was bad. I've done it all. I'm everybody I'm talking to right now. So,
So there's a great saying, dude. There's a great saying from Winston Churchill when he was talking about the Americans. He said, "You can always count on the Americans to do the right thing once they've tried everything else."
that's great. That's great.
I love that saying. Yeah.
Now, I might as well, on the way out, let's touch on your new channel because I'm excited about this.
No. I don't want to talk
No,
about
don't tell
it.
anybody. We'll talk about
No,
that in the video.
no, I don't want to talk about it.
All right.
I don't want to talk about it.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
But a lot
I
of
don't. I
people,
look. I have a channel that I'm doing stuff with. Don't know if I don't know if it's going to. It's an experiment, so I I'm not fully committed to it yet because I don't know how it's going to turn out. So I need to do more with it, and then once I see if it's working or not working for me, then and only then will I commit to it, and then I'll
okay.
let people know.
And then I can
Okay.
tell everybody,
Yeah, that's fine.
all right. All right, I'll let you do what you got to do, but I'm excited about it. And if you came up with a crappy idea, I'd be the first person to tell you.
Yeah,
I go,
yeah. I
yeah,
mean, like,
that's
look,
not going to
good
work.
ideas. You can come up with a really great idea, but if it's not for you, or there's something else that you'd rather be doing, then you should be doing that other thing. And I'm not sure that this is the thing I should be doing, or not yet. And once it is, then I'll say something about it.
I hope it is because I love it. I love the idea.
Yeah,
So we'll
yeah.
talk more about that later. But
All right,
let's pick up another topic next week.
all right. Sounds
All
good.
right. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right, bye.